Okay, this lesson is going to cover three basic topics. Number one is a thing called uptime, which is going to tell you how long your system has been running since it was last powered up, or reboot, whichever was the last event that has occurred. Number two is going to look at file integrity. One of the things that we have to worry about is how long your disk drive, whether it's a hard drive or a solid state drive, how long the files will remain intact and not be corrupted, either accidentally or on purpose. And lastly, we're going to look at optical backups, because it looks like optical backups using a CD or a DVD lasts much longer than any magnetic media. So first of all, let's look at uptime. There's a command called uptime, which you enter from the shell prompt, and it's going to tell you how long your system has been up without any rebooting or power up. Now, I like to leave the little Orange Pi 5 Plus up continuously because, one, it only consumes 4 watts or a little bit over that just sitting there. And I find that electronic devices last much longer if you leave them powered up, if they're not huge power consumers, which the Orange Pi 5 Plus is not. Most electronic devices, when they're cold and not operating, when you power them up, there's a surge current, and that can possibly damage something. That's why light bulbs that are turned on and off frequently die frequently. So this system has been up 247 days. Let's divide that by 30. That's 8, so I've been up 8 months. And it's probably been that long since I was doing regular updates, but I've been doing some serious research on this system, and I'll talk about that in later videos. There's another option on uptime, -S, which is going to give you the date and time that the system was booted or powered up. In this case, it was October the 13th, last year, 2023, at 4:18 Mountain Standard Time. So it was done in the afternoon. And probably there are some videos that were done after that. It's been a while, so I've forgotten. So now my challenge to you is, what's the longest time you've ever had a computer system powered up? My record is 3.5 years. Now, one of the things I'm worried about is I'm in the Phoenix area, Phoenix, Arizona, and we're starting 110 to 115, 118 degree days. And we're going to do this for like 3 months. And there's a possibility that the power grid will fail due to overload. And the population is increasing. I don't know why people want to move to Phoenix, because we're running out of water. But that's my personal opinion. And I believe there's data to back it up. But anyway, so I'm going to see how long this is going to go. That's into topic 1. Topic number 2 is file integrity. I've got some stuff here. Let's see. Let's go to rtcodes.2023. And this has a bunch of programs that were written in Fortran starting in 1966 and since. I've got another directory on another system that has all my C codes, which I write in C and have been writing in C. It's my favorite language for the last 20 years, doing some more research, physics stuff. So these are old programs, and I have not, excuse me, I have not checked their integrity. I would know by going to one of these directories that's associated with the program number, like RT for radiative transfer 00, and the data file is in this directory 00. I can run it, and there's a test output, but there's another way to check file integrity. There's a program called SHA 256 sum. Let's look at the info on SHA 256 sum. Okay, let's look at the man page. And it goes and prints or checks a 256-bit checksum, and there are some options. And the sums are computed as described in this document, and it outputs 65 characters that are lowercase letters A through Z and the numerals 0 through 9. And if any bit changes within a file, excuse me, if any bit, I'm going to have to halt here in just a second. Got a frog. If any bit changes within the file, then the checksum will change. So let's do a SHA 256 sum on RT00.F. So it lists this sum. It starts here with 71 and goes all the way over here to ends in 75. And that is a very complicated sequence, and you don't ever want to mess with it. You don't want to retype it or modify it or anything. You just leave it alone, and then the file name over here is at the end of the line. Since we don't want to mess with it and everything, we're going to save it in a file. Now I want to generate the checksum for every file. This program does not work on directories, so I'll just do the Fortran programs. Those are the most important things here. So I'll do a SHA 256 sum wildcard star.f, and so this will generate the checksum for every one of the .f files. And you can see that is just a large number of lines. What I want to do is I want to save that to a file. So let's go back up here, repeat it, but let's redirect the output to 256 sum.out. Now if I look at the start of 256 sum.out, you can see that it's the output. Now the program will have a flag that allows us to check this. So if I do SHA 256, sum, and then the name of the file that has all the checksums in it, 256 sum.out, it will go, oops, I need to flag. I don't know if it'll take it after the file that has the checksums in it, but -C says do a check. Go to the file that follows, 256 sum.out, and for every line in there, run SHA 256 sum on the file, and then compare the current generation sum with the checksum that is listed in the file. So let's do that. And it'll do it for every file. So it goes through there and it's fast. And it says that everything is okay. Now let me take one file here. Whoops. rt00.f. And let me just change one character here. Let's change let's go here. Let's do the radius of the Earth. Let's add 100 meters. So I'm going to replace that with a 1 and save it. Now let's run the checksum on everything again. So I just whoops. Now run it. And then let's run the checksum again. And if I go up here and check, it says that it's okay. I did something wrong, didn't I? That's the way it is. Everything works until you do sum star.f to 256 sum.out. Now let's do it. Okay, everything's okay. Let's go virt0.f. Let's change that back to 0. And now let's do a SHA 256 sum minus C 256 sum dot out. There it is. Warning. One computed checksum did not match. If you go back up here to, here it is. Maybe I just didn't look at the right line. Here it is. rt00.f failed. So that tells me that something changed in the file since it was checked. So that's what you do to check file integrity. And since I've sha256.sum.out is a file, maybe we ought to check it too. Now what I can do, and you have to be very careful doing this, do a sha256 sum, sha256 sum.out, and let's do the checksum of the checksum file. Let's add it to the end of the file itself. Now let's run sha256 sum minus C sha256 sum.out, and it failed because of the one file RT00. Okay. Now, topic 3. We'll talk about backing up on CDs and DVDs. Now, I've been doing this since more than 30 years. So if I have a disk here, I just pulled out of the file, and it's dated 1998, August 16th. I'm going to put it in a USB DVD reader writer. Now watch in the upper left hand corner up here, the system is going to start up the DVD reader writer. It's made by LG. I bought it from Best Buy, but you can find them on Amazon for under $20. And I would get a brand name like LG. LG makes great computers and stuff, monitors, but they have a bad reputation for refrigerators. So here you go, you see CD-ROM is mounted, or is available. And if I do a DF-H to look at everything, the DVD is not mounted. So what I have to do is I installed a program called, you install a package gnome-disk, and when you go down here to accessories, there's a program called disk. We'll start it up, and we see that I've got a block device here, Whoops, no, I don't want, I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in my CD DVD drive. So left click on it, and then it shows me that there is a CD-ROM in there. And this is a CD, not a DVD, because back in 1998, I don't even remember if we had DVDs back then, especially read-write, or if anybody could afford them. So it shows that it's an ISO 9660 standard file system, and it's not mounted. So I go here, and this little thing here will mount the selected partition. So there's only one partition on the CD, so I'll mount it. And it gets mounted in media /media Atom CD-ROM. Now I'm going to hide this and CD to /media /atoms let me just CD there and do an ls, and there's my CD-ROM. So CD to CD-ROM, do an ls, and then I see that I have some files here. Gallery has a bunch of photographs. We're not interested in that. Let's see what I've got in 9808. Whoops. 9808 16. And I see that I've got a bunch of stuff. I got another gallery, and then I've got my journal. There's the RT codes. There's Spice. Let's go to RT codes. And you'll see this looks like what I have in that other directory. But it came from JWST. So I've been carrying these around for years. Let's look at the date. Let's look at the date on let's do L on RTO1.F. And see, this file was last created before it was put on the DVD or CD, June 5th, 1998. Well, I don't want to spend too much time here showing you how to compare two files, etc. I think I've done that before. But anyway, this CD is more than, let's see, what is it approaching? It's 26, yeah, it's 26 years old. And if I run through and check it with all the other files, I'll find that nothing's changed except maybe some little cosmetic stuff I did in running programs. So the CD and DVD, let me eject that. You heard it eject because I pushed the button. Let me take that out. Put it back, and I keep mine in a sleeve. Recommended procedure is to keep them in the little plastic DVD holders, but I buy these things. I bought these things in bulk. Now there used to be a Fry's Electronics here, and they used to sell the CDs and DVDs as a leader loss item, where you got 100 of them for $9.99. I checked current pricing. If you go to Office Max, first of all, Best Buy doesn't sell CDs and DVDs. You have to go to Office Max or Office Depot, and they're going to charge you like $58. But if you go to Staples, Staples has 100 of them for $17 and some change. So under $18 plus your local taxes. So you can get the DVDs for under 20 cents a piece, US dollars. And you can probably do some searching and find them somewhere else, but I would recommend that you get a name brand. I'm going to go and take a blank, and this is who made this? This is speaking of no name, this one's made by Play Zero, Play Zero, which doesn't mean anything to me. other than it was what Fry's had. So I'm going to stick this in the DVD writer. And I'm going to show you how to create a backup. Now you need to load a program called Brasero, B-R-A-S-E-R-O. So I'm going to go down here to Multimedia, and you can see there's a program here called Brasero. There's another CD, DVD backup program called Xburn, or I think the Xburn, and I've never gotten it to work correctly, so let's use this one. So what you do is bring up Brasero, and you have different options. One down here is burn an image, burn an existing CD, DVD image to disk. This is what you do if you have a system that has a CD, DVD writer and you want to install Ubuntu or Debian or whatever. You go get the .iso image, download it to your system, and then you can write it to the DVD on a system, and then you can take that DVD and either reboot your system and do a dual install, or you can go to a new system and install Linux or whatever. We're going to do a data project. So go here to data project. It brings up this window. It shows here at the bottom that I've got a blank DVD-R that's capable of holding 4.7 gigabytes of data. So to add files to this project, click the add button, that's the plus, and it says, okay, I can go to directory 16, or I can go to RT codes. Let's do the following. Let's just back up. I don't want to back up JWST because that's 1 gigabyte. Let's back up stuff I've done here. Now, I did make a mistake. When I started, you remember there was one video I did where I made a block diagram for the rock chip SoC, and I lost that because I don't know why. Stupidity on my part. Let's just do the following. First of all, click on 16. Now, click on the bin directory that has my binaries. I don't think I have anything in downloads, but let's get it. Orange Pi doesn't have anything in it, but RT codes does. So I'm going to put all this stuff onto the DVD, the blank DVD. So do an add, and then it shows that I've got these, that directory 16 has 98 items in it, bin has 3 programs in it, downloads is empty, RT codes has 118 items. So here, show, I don't want to do that. The data, this first line here is the title. So let's do this Orange Pi 5 dash, let's do 2024 06 16. That's today's date. So you put a title, and I would recommend a different title on every disk so that you'll know what it is. And I only took up 100 megabytes of the free disk. But yeah, estimated project size 106.7 megabytes. So I've got enough room in here. I could go out to JWST and grab some stuff off there, but I'm not. This is just a demo. Cost me a dime. Let's do it. So now we go and do a burn. And it says the burning speed. Now you have an option here to do it at 4 times, 8 times, or maximum. Let's do this at the maximum speed. It's recommended you do, for serious backups, do the 4.0 because that takes a little more time to burn the image onto the DVD, and it will presumably last longer, but I've done them at maximum speed and they last for as long as I'm going to live, so that's okay. Maximum speed, burn the image directly without saving it to disk. It's going to use up temporary files on my system here of 8 gigabytes. I don't care, so let's go burn it. So it starts up spinning the drive. Maybe you can hear it, and it's starting to record. And the time, look at the time up here, it's 2015. And it's writing track 1. And it's done 5 megabytes, 20. So let me see, that's, I'm just going to pause this and come back when it quits. All right, we're almost done here, and the time is 17, so that's a couple minutes now. Oh, it was creating the image. Okay, it took 2 minutes to create it, the image. Now it's going to burn it to the, oh, it did burn it to the DVD. Now it's finalizing it. So what that does is that makes the DVD non-writable for any additions. And there is a capability of putting images on the disk, leaving it open so that you could later come back, put it back into the drive, and add more stuff to it. I've never done that. Just my way of doing things. And normally I fill up an entire DVD. So this is just a demo. It's going to finalize it. It's going to do another checksum. I'll pause the recorder again. And it ejected the disk. Says it successfully burned. Wrote the 106.4 megabytes. And it did it, what's its average drive speed is 0.5x. It just did it slow. So I got a choice to make more copies or just close this thing. I'm done. It still has the system set up the way I want it. I did for making the drive, so let's quit that. And now I just take the disk, put it in a holder. I use a little paper sleeves with a transparent window, and put it in my drawer that has a few hundred of these, and I'm done. Write a label. So that was the 3 things that I wanted to do, and I think I got this done in 28 minutes. So I'll start back doing regular postings here, and I'm going to show you some stuff that I did that was done 60 years ago, and how fast this little $150 computer is compared to a multi-million-dollar IBM 36050. And I can tell you that it took me 12 hours to run RTO1 and RTO2, and both of them together take less than 50 milliseconds or something on maybe 100. We'll just benchmark it. So I'll come back later. And when I did those programs, I actually, I did both of those on a IBM 36050 at Texas Instruments. I was working at a summer intern. The cost of the system was like $600 an hour. So that was $7,000 worth of computer time to write a couple of papers and get my master's thesis done. And that's the way it was a long time ago. Sorry for the history lesson. Okay, I'll come back, do something else. Thank you, and do the likes, and come back again.